Sorry, bad way to start it, but welcome. Hello, Cosmic Crew. How is it going? Yeet, as Chris has said in the chat. What is going on, everybody? Alyssa, hello. Noah, hello. Lo-Fi Girl, hello. Chris Rosser, who's that guy? King Blaze, my guy. My guy King, how about that? Yeah, Shadow, what's going on? What's going on, Noah? Redman, Wolf Wolf, TMC Clone, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know how many people are interested in X-Men 97. I'm definitely going to be watching it. We're going to be talking about it. We talked about the trailer in one of the last streams. I think there's just so much happening with Spider-Man Brand New Day now, right? That like Spider-Man, you can let us know in the chat. Chris, you know the question I'm going to ask. It's what the hill that you're dying on. I'll ask it. I'll ask it in a bit when some more people get into this. I don't know why I took this off. Maybe I was just fidgeting. There we go. No, I can look like a mob boss. The Frozen one, we're getting the symbiote. Just not sure if it's Gargan. Y'all, I am just like so afraid to talk about the symbiote because I legitimately don't even know. I just don't know at this point.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, Philip Fox, member in the chat. What's going on? How do leaks not spoil the movie? That is a personal preference. Hayden, what is going on? Another member in the chat. What's going on? That's a personal preference, whether you like leaks or not, whether you kind of want to know what's going to happen or not, you know, and that's a personal choice of like if you want to look at them or not. You know, usually, I was going to say the main people on YouTube that talk about this stuff, I think really do try not to put spoilers and thumbnails and titles and stuff like that. And it also really kind of depends what it is. Like, I think I talked about the leaks and I put like a photo of Cyclops. It's like, okay, we all know Cyclops is in the film. We have the trailer of Cyclops. So me posting a picture of Cyclops, I feel like it's not a spoiler, right? But the video is obviously spoilers. So it's kind of like click at your own, you know, regard. So, that it kind of just depends. Some people like it, some people don't. You know what I mean? Katie, that's a bold statement. My man, that's a bold statement. KT is very active in the Discord. I love it. Spider-Man Brand New Day might outshine Avengers Doomsday. Well, okay. I'm going to ask the chat right now. Chris, the question that I was going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
You want to ask?
Is Spider-Man the most popular character of all time?
Is Spider-Man the most popular character of all time? Because what was the comment before? There was one comment that I really wanted to ask that question for. It was X-Men 97 season 2. I was saying that Spider-Man is taking the spotlight right now, and when you have a character that I do believe is the most popular character of all time, it's going to take a lot of the spotlight, which, to your point, KT, I actually think is why Marvel is not doing anything for Doomsday right now. Chris and I have talked about this a lot. I think that I really do think that Marvel is giving them their space. I think the promotions are all about Spider-Man Brand New Day right now. And then I think once you get to a certain point, like right before it comes out, right at SDCC, Marvel's going to drop the Doomsday trailer because it's so close to the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and they're doing their own Hall H panel for Spider-Man, which is crazy. So it's kind of like, you know, they're just going to blow both up at that point in time. And if you're excited for Doomsday, I feel like you're going to be pretty excited for Spider-Man as well. So, I mean, Chris, we've talked about this a lot, right? I mean, what do you think?
Well, I think I'm fully in full belief and have been for a while and have stated it in multiple different places that Doomsday's kind of taken a back seat or a step back for Spider-Man. Whether that was because Sony started whining or not,
right, exactly,
irrelevant. But I'm very confident on that. And I think that overall effect, I think the biggest comment so far that is intriguing, because there is potentially some legs to it, although I wouldn't say even that strongly, is does Spider-Man beat Doomsday? It seems implausible. It seems unlikely. It seems like a really bad bad news week if it does. You know, I don't see how it will.
You're talking about box office in the theaters for both of them.
Exactly, exclusively, because that's how we determine which movies
Of course.
are better, right? Unfortunately, like that's the way it's all about the money. Like that's why these movies are made. If a movie makes more money, then it's a better movie. That's just how that works, right?
Well, because people will go see it again, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly true. And I guess the question is, it goes back to yours, is Spider-Man the most popular character of all time? And we're talking Marvel and DC, just superheroes in general.
Well, yeah, I mean, even Bryce, yes, right behind Batman, who has Stormtrooper. Yes, Batman right behind him, because I've always argued with Chris. I'm like, you think he's bigger than Batman?
Yeah, and I would say he is. But in a world where everybody abandons the MCU, right? And I don't think that's where we're at, but where everybody's like, you know what? The MCU sucks. We're done with it. People will still go watch a Spider-Man movie, right?
Oh yeah,
superhero fatigue does not
about that.
Right, superhero fatigue does not apply to Spider-Man at all. I think it's kind of a myth and a legend, and the issue isn't so much superhero fatigue as it is bad writing fatigue. But for the sake of the conversation, let's say everybody's just done with the MCU. Oh, we're getting a new Spider-Man movie. It's full theaters across the way, right? And that will always be the case. Yeah. Do I think Spider-Man beats Doomsday? No, I don't. I don't think Spider-Man beats Doomsday.
It's who is David Chen? Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Watching out there. Thanks for the support. I want to get to the super chat because I don't want to miss it. Appreciate it. But it's been such a long time since we've gotten an Avengers movie. And I think there is spectacle to this all, right? And part of that spectacle is Robert Downey Jr. is returning to now be a villain, Dr. Doom. Also, the spectacle of finally having Dr. Doom in the MCU, then combine like those two, right? Robert Downey Jr.'s return, we finally get Doom. They're the same person. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of spectacle around Doomsday. And I don't mean that in any type of bad way, right? Because I think it's a good thing. But Spider-Man is the most popular superhero of all time, I believe, at least currently, right? You never know what's going to happen in the future. Mm-hmm. But I mean, a new one would have a hard time to compete against someone who's been around for a while. And I feel like Spider-Man at Brand New Day has the possibility to do 2 million, but I also think Doomsday has the potential to be the biggest movie of all time. So I want to get to that Bible guy. Thank you for that super chat. My thoughts. Hulk kills Spider-Man at the end of Brand New Day. That's why neither of them are in Doomsday. Banner is in jail and Peter is dead. He'll be brought back to life in Secret Wars by the symbiote. So I will say, Chris, I talked about this when we first started the stream. I'm very reluctant to talk about the symbiote because I just legitimately have not really heard much, right? Sorry, my camera's out of focus. Okay. I haven't really heard much about the symbiote. So I since I haven't heard much about the symbiote, I assume that if the symbiote is in the movie, they're not focusing really on it at all. They might say at the end something has like the symbiote maybe caused the mutation. I don't know. Maybe it's Jackal and they tried to infect him with the virus, but maybe he's not affected by the virus because maybe that's what Tremel Tillman's character Metzger is saying, like, you're the only one that's not affected by it. Maybe that's a virus. I don't know. Maybe it's the symbiote. Maybe the symbiote is a part of him. I do think if he dies, because we don't know if he will, there have been reports that saying that he does, but there have been reports saying he doesn't. If he dies, I do think he gets revived by the symbiote 1,000,000%. Like, there's no way he stays dead, right? And I do think
I think you could easily predict, regardless of his involvement in Brand New Day, that we'll be getting the symbiote in some form in Secret Wars.
That's what I was gonna say when I was saying I do think that.
Right.
I do think that.
I don't think that. I guess I'm really just on the aggressive side of this. I just don't think the symbiote's any type of underlying plot point for Brand New Day. There's a possibility, like what the Bible guy mentioned, that we might get a tease for that. As like a post-credit scene or something that will hint towards the future of that, or whether that's like a direct involvement of that's going to be something that revives him. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, this changes from Venom or anything like that. I think they'll tease it because Spider-Man's next interaction in the MCU will be a link to Venom. And then hopefully his next movie will be dealing with the repercussions of using Venom to save the day in Secret Wars.
I do too. Also, just a heads up, it is like thunderstorming at my house.
Wow.
I don't get a ton of thunderstorms a lot, but if we suddenly end, it's probably because my power went out. Just a
I
heads
live
up.
in Florida.
Exactly. When I used to live in Florida, thunderstorms happen every day in the summer of Florida. Utah, it's a little rare to get a thunderstorm. Rain, no. Thunderstorm, yes. So thank you for that super chat. I think what
They had a
happens in
follow-up
Spider-Man, yeah, I see it. But what I was going to say is I think what happens in Spider-Man Brand New Day with all the mutation stuff, the DNA stuff, really opens the door in an easy way for Venom to come in. But I don't think he is any type of plot point in the movie. But let me get to that second one. Excuse me. You can spam super chats all day long.
Welcome in, Teague.
Yeah. Last chat from me. Don't want to spam. Please excuse my French. Oh my gosh, you're dropping Krabby Patties? Can we say that on stream? Please excuse my French, but how in the Krabby Patty secret formula is Spider-Man going to beat Hulk? That's like saying Mickey Mouse can beat Jesus in a fight. Or anyone can beat Jesus in a fight, for that matter. But I get what you're saying. I think that's a big part of Peter's like mutation change thing that's happening in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, let me pull this up. Is it a part of this trailer? Well, I have this pulled up, so just let me pull it up anyways to talk about your point here. Share screen. Skadoosh. Hold on. Okay, now this doesn't want to work. Oh, now it wants to work. Okay. There we go. This part right here, I can't really show too much because Sony just loves to claim things. But this part, as we go into the Scorpion battle. Okay, well, they didn't show it in this is a TV spot, but in the actual trailer, they show him, he struggles a little bit, but then his eyes go black and he just grabs Scorpion by the tail and just crushes him like into a car. That's this change that he's going through, like this metamorphosis, making him stronger. And that's where he gets the organic webbing and like a bunch of different things happen. So that's really what they're getting at here. And to be fair, I don't think strength, obviously not strength for strength, right? Especially if it's the true savage, rageful Hulk again, like he's just going to keep getting angry and angrier, which would make him stronger and stronger. It's like infinite scaling pretty much. But I think the big thing here is just going to be Spider-Man's getting organic webbing. It's a lot stronger than his synthetic webbing. I think they've shown us that. And he's learned a lot of cool new moves, it seems, as we see that scene where he fights the Hand. So I think it's really about new webbing that's stronger, and he is physically stronger, it does seem like. Ultimately, I don't think he defeats the Hulk, right? Sadie Sink gets in his mind, uses mind powers, as Jean Grey, gets in there, and yeah, that's how I think they ultimately calm the Hulk down. Or I don't know. I've even thought like maybe, we've heard Yelena Belova is going to be in this. Maybe she shows up and talks to him like Natasha talked to him and calms him down. Not that she's ever really interacted with him before. And I don't know if she would really know that Natasha did that, but you never know. There's some cool things they can do, but I don't think Spider-Man physically defeats him. And like, that's the end of it. Right. Although we do have the ending where he like collapses the building on him. But then again, you think back to Age of Ultron where Tony Stark had the Hulk Buster, right? It's just kind of like, I don't know. But thank you for that super chat. Lo-Fi Girl, lore enthusiast, thanks for that super chat. The Father Day post that Robert Downey Jr. did means that Doom will have a son, and it's prob that kid, Pacino Khan, who has been cast for this movie. Never even heard of that kid. But I do agree with what you're saying. I do think I saw that, and I do think he's hinting at that. We have heard decent reports, quite a few reports about Doom going. This is what I think, at least. The reports that we've heard is that Doom, on a different universe, on a different planet, had a family, had a wife and a child, seems to be a son. And that universe was destroyed, or in an attempt to build a device that can stop incursions from happening, it blew up and it scarred Doom and just destroyed his body, but it killed his family. We've heard some things. These are just rumors, not confirmed, obviously, but we've heard some things like their variants of Sue Storm and Franklin Richards, right? Which I think would be cool because then we have that the Avengers Secret Wars concept art that shows Doom with Franklin and Sue by his side. The Russo brothers have also teased a lot of that as well. Like in the AGBO headquarters, they have Doom with Sue and the kid. So I definitely think at some point in time he had a kid and a wife. I think he is from the Fantastic Four universe, the 828 universe, but he figured out multiversal travel, went away, got kind of found his own universe, his own Earth, and made a life there. Because you also have to remember multiversal travel and time travel are very different, right? So he could have been gone for a while, but it could have been literally minutes in the Fantastic Four universe. You never really know. But thanks for bringing that up. Because I do agree with it. Yeah, I think I think that's going to be a big part of his origin, or not even necessarily origin, but a big part of why he is doing what he is doing in Avengers Doomsday. Chris, my voice is kind of going.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I heard it on your channel or not, but along with Yelena as early rumor, was there also mention of Ant-Man mentor at any point? Like I said, could be completely wrong.
No, you're right. Have you heard? You know about that, Chris?
Yeah, it's from one of your videos. You were talking about potentially Ant-Man being a mentor to the Young Avengers, and then ultimately probably sacrificing himself for them. The champions. Ultimately probably sacrificing himself in order to let them or his daughter or somebody live and move on, and then that kind of is his mentorship ending, and then obviously the character ending.
Elder statesman. I was trying to think of
that was
the term used. Kevin Feige said he's kind of an elder statesman, which is usually when you're referencing somebody like that, it's like they're retired, they're older, but everyone, like the people who are now in charge, go to them for advice. So, while I don't think Ant-Man is retired by any means whatsoever, I do think he has more of that.
Fits that
he's
role.
been an Avenger for a long time. And, without him, an Endgame wouldn't have been possible to bring everybody back. So he's been with the Avengers a lot. He wrote, he's wrote his book that we saw in Quantumania and stuff like that. He definitely has.
He has some real stakes on the line, as his daughter is one of these characters. So
that's true.
There's not. I'm trying to think who else will really be in there that is a superhero. Like, not many of them have that level of stake in the Young Avengers. So I think he's an obvious candidate, whether he's like a volunteer soccer dad coach or somebody puts him in charge or what it is. But he's going to be there, obviously, to make sure his daughter's okay, up to his dying breath.
I mean, yeah, because if you think about like who's like the Young Avengers of the champions is what some people call them. Excuse me. You have Kamala Khan, who seems to be kind of the leader because of the Marvels ending, how she goes and she contacts Kate Bishop and she's like, did you know Ant-Man had a daughter? And if you think about that, like Kamala Khan has no mentor type person at all. Like her parents aren't super anything like that. Like I guess you could say Captain Marvel, but it doesn't sound like she's going to be too involved in this movie, Captain Marvel. Then you got Kate Bishop, who I guess you could say Hawkeye is her mentor, but I haven't heard anything about Hawkeye like at all. Like at all. So then you have the twins, Billy and Tommy, and their mom is probably on Doom's side, whether that's him making her or she chose it, who knows? We're hearing a lot of things about the Scarlet Witch. Nothing set in stone right now, it seems like, as far as what is real. So like all of the Young Avengers team, Cassie has a father who is an actual Avenger, right? So it makes sense that she would just go, well, my dad will lead us, right? Like we'll be a part of the Avengers team. And the Avengers are like, no, like we can't put y'all in jeopardy. But Scott is the one who, helps them and guides them. So yeah, I think that's really what it is since his daughter is part of this new group of young heroes, he would probably take it upon himself to mentor them, which, because it's like,
I would try to find them a task or something that isn't in the middle of it. Like, exactly. How about this? How about you and your little friends go do this mission instead? And we'll do this, like trying to do everything he can, as any father would. And obviously fatherhood seems like a very, very big underlying theme of this particular film.
It does.
Seems like where a lot of the emotional, parenthood, in general. So a lot of the emotional baggage that's going to be carried and the heartstrings that are going to be pulled will have to do with that link, father to son, mother to daughter, or whatever. So no, that's a really easy way to throw that in there and have another one of those connecting links.
Yeah, and I think it's fun. Ant-Man's a fun character. The Young Avengers should be fun as well. You know what I mean? They're young kids. They want to be Avengers, but they're not experienced. You know what I mean? Like Kamala Khan's fun character. Kate Bishop's a fun character. Like it should just be fun, you know? And like Cassie Lang, I thought she was great. Catherine Newton as Cassie, I thought it was a great. That movie wasn't the best, but I thought she was pretty great. It's never too late to not be a dick. I think it's
never too late.
Caden Holden, thanks for the super chat. The people that haven't forgotten about Spider-Man is Guardians of the Galaxy and Star-Lord and Thor and Captain Marvel and Hulk. I think you mean Peter Parker, which no big deal. I get it. I don't know about that though. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, Chris Pratt's literally on Earth.
So that's the thing is I think it could be the Hulk because they've done that in the comics before, right? Yeah. Everyone forgot the One More Day storyline.
I think that'd be more effective if they had like actually interacted too. Like,
well, that's the thing is like that's what a lot of people are saying. Like the Hulk and Peter have never really met.
I feel like the only one that I really would get behind is Chris Evans, Steve Rogers. Because he's literally not in the universe. Like the Guardians are still in the universe. I don't think the spell was exclusively for Earth because it was a multiversal spell. It was a problem with the multiverse. It wasn't like an Earth problem. So I think the spell would have been a universal spell.
Keep going. I'm gonna pull up where he does the spell. It's been a while since I've seen it. I want to know exactly what he says.
Yeah, but I mean the issue is a big, huge, basically an incursion's happening. Essentially, and he uses this spell because for whatever reason the first spell caused everybody to want to come get this particular Peter, but it was a multiversal issue, like all of these characters, and we know that because that's how the other two Spider-Men got there. So right. I don't think it was like the Guardians aren't on Earth problem, and even the Hulk, you know, he might have been inside Banner, but he's still on Earth. So I like Steve Rogers because I think one, it would have a big impact in the future, and two, it makes actual sense because he wasn't on the universe. Like literally wasn't on the universe.
I think that makes the most sense to me as well. Just not being in the universe. Because some people are like, oh, these people are off planet. I don't think off planet matters.
No, I don't.
I think off universe matters.
I agree.
I don't think off planet matters. But let me pull this up. I pulled it up here. Excuse me. Let's hear. I want to know exactly what he says because it's been a while since I've seen it. Thank you, Caden, for that super chat.
The entire world's about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
The entire world, he says, okay.
Including me.
Everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works.
Let me back up a little bit.
I'm ready.
And don't
hold on.
First to seek him out.
Okay, here we go.
So what is this place?
Maybe there's captions, I don't know.
The Sanctum's built at the intersection of cosmic energy currents. We were the first to seek him out.
Cosmic energy.
Thousands of years old. And they shot an episode of The Equalizer here in the 80s.
Well, I really appreciate you doing this for me, sir.
So right away, I just want to stop because he says cosmic energy, which makes me think it's not just Earth, you know? So keep going. Gosh, it's raining very hard.
And don't call me sir.
Don't call me sir.
Right, sorry.
You ready?
My name is Doctor. I went to medical school.
I'm ready.
Nice knowing you, Spider-Man.
Wait, excuse me?
The entire world's about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Including me.
Everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works, and it's very difficult and dangerous to change it mid-casting.
So my girlfriend's just going to forget about everything we've been through? I mean, is she even going to be my girlfriend?
That depends. Was she your girlfriend just because you're Spider-Man? Or?
I mean, I don't know. I really hope not.
All right, fine.
Okay, so he says everyone in the world, but I don't think that
it doesn't.
I don't think that means it just works for the world. I think it's because everyone in the world knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah,
right.
No, I don't
because nobody,
just a comment.
Nobody in the galaxy is like, oh, look on Earth they revealed Spider-Man's this kid Peter Parker. You know what I mean? Like it's just not relevant. But I would assume the spell, just like Thanos when he does the Infinity Gauntlet, it affects every world.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of the same thing here. Well, let's continue.
No one in the world's going to forget that you're Spider-Man except your girlfriend.
Thank you so much.
But
Oh my God, Ned.
Ned.
What is a net?
He's my best friend, so it's really important to me that Ned knows.
Okay. Let's not change the parameters of this spell anymore.
Wait a second.
While I'm
Okay, I'm
casting
done.
it.
I'm done. I swear I'm done. I'm
His
done.
aunt.
Nah, but my Aunt May should really know.
Peter, stop tampering with the spell.
When she found out that I was Spider-Man, it was really messy, and I don't think that I could go through with that again. So my Aunt May?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Happy?
No, I'm annoyed.
No, it's a nickname. Harold Happy Hogan. He used to work at Tony Stark, but then he was kind of dating my aunt.
Dude, just stop talking.
Basically, everyone that knew that I was Spider-Man before should still know.
Probably what you should have said before, but I guess he didn't really know how it worked. I mean, that's the multiverse right there. Essentially, that's the reality barriers breaking. I mean, we know that because we know how the movie works.
Yeah, we see the end of the film.
Did it work?
No. You changed my spell 6 times.
5 times.
You changed my spell. You don't do that. I told you, and that is why. That spell was completely out of control. If I hadn't shut it down, something catastrophic could have happened.
Stephen, listen, I am so
Call me sir.
sorry, sir.
You know, after everything we've been through together, somehow I always forget you're just a kid. Look, Parker, the problem is not Mysterio. It's you trying to live 2 different lives, and the longer you do that, the more dangerous it becomes, believe me.
I bet you they revisit that line in Spider-Man Brand New Day. You trying to live 2 different lives. And I bet you that's why he puts aside Peter Parker. Or that's one of the reasons. But I bet I don't know. I think it's 50-50 chance we hear this line in Spider-Man Brand New Day. What do y'all think? Because that's like, did you hear it? Like, go back to it.
It's you trying to forget you're just a kid. Look, Parker, the problem is not Mysterio. It's you trying to live 2 different lives, and the longer you do that, the more dangerous it becomes, believe me. I'm so sorry about you and your friends.
Yeah, I bet you that line comes back. I bet you there's a lot of things that lead to Spider-Man, like Peter Parker pushing Peter Parker to the side and just being Spider-Man. And I bet you that's one of the things. But I think the spell worked for the entire universe. And although I do think the Hulk might remember, I still don't see how he...
I don't really see the Hulk being in a very chatty mood either, so it might not really
that
matter.
that too. That's a good
I don't really
point.
see
But
the Hulk sitting here conversing a whole lot.
right. I was talking with Greg Alba from the Real Rejects the other night on the phone, and we were talking about different things when it comes to like theories and stuff. And he goes, that doesn't make sense. And I was like, oh, I can make it make sense. I can make almost anything make sense in the MCU. Like, so because I would say like the Hulk has never met Peter, but like Professor Hulk has. And he says that he combined the 2 of them. So part of the Hulk is there. So part of the Hulk might know that Spider-Man, like Peter Parker's Spider-Man. So you could get around it, right? There are ways to get around it. But I just would think that the best story would be for Steve Rogers to remember. Like as far as impact and what would be the best storytelling, Steve Rogers. And so like Connor the Threat, like I get it. Like I totally get this. It will be Jean Grey. Let's be real. Like I totally get it. But at the same time, like,
well, we also don't know where Jean comes from. She could come from a different universe.
She might come from a different universe. Who knows? I think she should be from this universe, if I'm being honest. But I think there's a difference between remembering and reading someone's mind and discovering who they are, because I get it. Jean Grey's psychic, but does that really prevent her from Doctor Strange's spell? Like how, like, does she have a constant psychic barrier around her mind? And would that even protect against a spell?
Well, to your exact same point, if they wanted to, it could, right?
It's always whatever they
To
decide
your
with
exact
writing.
same, yeah,
right?
to your exact same right, like point with the Hulk. If they wanted to, it will. If they don't, it won't. Like,
They can make it make sense, right?
right. That's the glory. The most powerful person in the MCU is the writer.
I mean, I think all three make sense. You can make all three make sense.
Yeah, it's
Jean
not
Grey,
like a huge stretch
Hulk,
for any of them. No, you're not wrong.
No, and it's not like a super big deal, but I do still think the biggest impact for Peter and probably the audience, y'all let me know, would be for Steve Rogers to appear in like a post-credit scene out of a TVA portal and be like, "Hey, Peter," or "Hey, the Brooklyn Queens thing, right? Hey, Queens," or was it "Hey, Brooklyn"? Where's
he's from Brooklyn.
Yes. So yeah,
No, Spider-Man's from
yeah.
Queen. Yeah.
Queen, yeah. Cap's from Brooklyn. Yeah. So hey, Queens. So I mean, like, yeah. In my opinion, Sadie Sink is Enchantress from New Asgard. Look, I've said this. I think she's Jean Grey. It's not confirmed. I very well could be wrong. But here's the thing: if I'm wrong, then like 98% of the internet is wrong, including all the insiders. So I think it makes the most sense that she is Jean Grey. But I'm 99% sure, right? Not 100% sure. I personally talked to some insiders and I've said, hey, like, is she Jean Grey? And they've all said, yeah. Could they be wrong? At this point, it's like everyone's reporting the same thing. And unless it all came from one BS source that they all talk to, like I've seen leaked toys that basically show that she's Jean Grey. Like, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, I would prefer Captain America, Steve Rogers, Captain America, to remember who he is. But I think either can be made to work. You know what I mean? But it is interesting. I did see something today that was pretty funny. It was somebody, excuse me, somebody like the new comic for Spider-Man got released or something. It was just something I skimmed on X. And it was like, they basically were like, something they did in the comics confirms that she's Spider Queen. And I just saw it and then I was like, I don't think anyone will care if she's Spider Queen. It just, like, Anthony, what's going on? Another member in the chat. She's got to be Jean. If she's not, who the heck would she be? Exactly. Philip Fox, another member. Jean is finally home. I think so. Like, I think they might be misleading us a little bit. Like I said in my video today, maybe the Jackal or this mysterious villain is doing some mind control stuff and it might seem like Jean's doing it, but Spider Queen, why would you have Spider Queen in Secret Wars and then in another movie after? She's confirmed to appear in 3 films. Spider Queen doesn't get that attention, right? Like, no one's really going to care. That's not going to really mean anything to anybody. It won't be that big of an impact for the movie. Like Jean would. Jean's kind of just Madeline Pryor, but you can't have Madeline Pryor, Connor, without Jean. She's literally a clone. You know what I mean?
A cop out, like it's the same person,
right? You can't have the clone without putting the actual person that the clone's made of in there, and that would imply Sinister is there already.
I'm not following, and this isn't an attack on anybody's thoughts or opinions by any means, because it isn't just like a handful of people in this chat. It's all over.
There's a lot of people who still don't accept it.
I don't understand why people are so against it. It's not even like it feels like people almost don't want it, and I'm not really registering why, because it seems like a badass idea that should be really, really cool. Like, you would think people would get a little bit more. Maybe people are trying to protect themselves from having a bad experience at the movies if it doesn't turn out. I've never seen so much public denial of something in the MCU like this, and it's just kind of blowing my mind a little bit, because all of the evidence, all of the what makes, like, we could probably sit here for 60 minutes just talking about the reasons why.
We have gone through it so many times. Why?
And yet on every video, on every live, on all the podcasts, it's always, nope, she's gonna be playing this person, or she's gonna be playing this person, or she's gonna, and it's not like Jean's a bad character. It's not like, oh no, she's gonna be playing some character nobody cares about, and people are disappointed with that. Like, she's playing a pretty cool freaking character.
I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. I think it's truly awesome. And I think there's some really cool like story weaving that Marvel Studios is going to do here to put her in the MCU now and then put her in Secret Wars and then the new universe. I think it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. No one else will really have an impact. No one else can really be that important to have her confirmed for 3 movies. And also you have to think about how big Sadie Sink is as an actress right now, coming off of Stranger Things. Plus she's young. She literally is the perfect casting for Jean Grey, the hair, everything, right? She's young. She's hot, as in like, Hollywood loves her right now. The fans love her right now. Like she's kind of like, I don't mean to call her a commodity, but she kind of is like a hot commodity right now in actor terms, right? So it's like, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. If she's not Jean, it better be something else that blows my mind. That's all I'm going to say. If she's not Jean, it better be better than Jean or somehow. If it's Mayday Parker, I'll be okay. If it's like, oh, we're going to make her like the real Mary Jane Watson. Why?
Yeah,
so Zendaya's gone. Tom Holland's actual wife in real life is going to go away now. Like, what is that going to be?
It's not going to happen.
No.
Connor says, you reckon they cast Scott Summers already? We talked about this in the last episode of the CVA podcast. I think they have, personally. Because I brought it up. I was like, well, if they have her, obviously her major counterpoint, and that's something they literally take into consideration when they're casting one person, is who are they going to work with? Like, maybe she would have been really good for the role, but somebody else and Scott Summers would be better. Like, that's all stuff they consider.
Well, that's how they cast Superman and Lois for the new DCU.
I'm assuming they did it together and they already know who it's going to be, or at the very least have it down to.
You have to have who you think Scott's going to be, and they have to vibe with her, right? Yeah, I think some of the new X-Men, like some of the insiders have been saying, are going to appear in Avengers Doomsday. No, sorry, Secret Wars. Which I think is a good move. I don't think that we need to wait until the new universe happens, the soft reboot happens, to get some of the people who are going to be in it, because I already know Tom Holland, his Spider-Man's going to be in it, right? It sounds like the Scarlet Witch is going to be in it. Sounds like a decent amount of characters are crossing over into the new universe. Why not some of the new X-Men, right? And the deal is we have no idea how that's going to work, what the story is going to be. So that's why we can't really see it clearly, which is why a lot of people, I think, actually do go against it. But we just don't have the vision that Kevin Feige has, is the thing, you know? What she better be Mayday Parker. Yeah.
The only thing that I would accept otherwise, to be completely honest. And I don't think they're going that route, genuinely. But if for some reason she isn't Jean, Mayday Parker, for me personally, and this is more for me than probably for most people, because I would love to see her like be the next Spider-Man, like in the future of the MCU.
Yeah, no, that'd be really cool. And then I like North Star says Rachel Summers. I get like Rachel Summers, like the alternate universe future, everything like that. Like, sure, you could do it, but would you really do it before Scott Summers, before Jean Grey? Like, would you really do that? That's my whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, would you really introduce, granted timelines and everything like that are messy and you can do it, but would Marvel really do that? They already said they're starting from scratch with the X-Men. That's the deal, right? Like Kevin Feige said that last week, not even last week, like a handful of days ago. They're starting from scratch. It's completely new. It's completely rebooted. So you're not going to skip past it. You're not going to go to kids of the X-Men that haven't been introduced yet. You're going to introduce the X-Men.
And then to beat the same drum, we're going to see some of these new X-Men as early as Secret Wars. I don't want to say Doomsday for sure, but almost certainly by Secret Wars.
Yes.
Potentially maybe even in Doomsday, but certainly in Secret Wars, we could see Scott Summers. And like realistically, if they're going to introduce Jean, they probably should introduce Scott Summers. Why not just kind of round them both out? And then in the next X-Men movie, which is going to come out shortly after Secret Wars, give us a couple introductions to some of these characters. It's a really, really, really good idea from a marketing standpoint. Like, hey, you're restarting your entire universe, which is a very loyal fan base, but people who are loyal to the old MCU, you're building a new MCU. Build that bridge. That's why the Sadie Sink thing is so brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Well, that's what I think they're doing. They're building that bridge with her in it. Well, the X-Men are going to be just huge players in Avengers Doomsday, right? They're really, and it's not going to happen. I don't think it's Rachel Summers, or Hope, but I guess you could say she's the daughter of Scott from the X-Men, the Fox X-Men, but I just don't think they're gonna do that, right? I don't think so, and I think she's Jean Grey because we don't have a Jean Grey from the Fox X-Men. Maybe she died fighting the Sentinels. Maybe she died in an incursion. I don't know. We haven't really heard anything about Famke Jensen returning as Jean, so I don't really know about that.
Well,
but maybe that's what
huge points of thought with it. And I think one just beats the other realistically. Would it be really, really cool if it was playing like the daughter of Scott and like from the old X-Men and then she could live on in the new universe? Sure, that'd be a really cool touch. But at the same time, they're building a new universe. They don't want to start halfway through the story. They want to start at the beginning.
Right, exactly. And then it would be weird, I think, from there to bring in Cyclops and be like, well, you're my dad. You know what I mean? Like I just
they're going to want to start from ground zero, make their own normal universe with as little interruptions and proclivities as possible, which is why we're doing the whole reboot to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people saying that they thought she was going to be Mayday,
I loved that idea. I absolutely did.
I would love for her to be Mayday. I got to get to a few super chats. Lo-Fi Girl, Tusias, thanks for another one. Lego set for Avengers Doomsday will reportedly be revealed on July 26th, about a month away. Other merchandise for the film is expected to be revealed. No trailer, though. No, I think that the San Diego Comic-Con is the 24th. SDCC 2026 is the 23rd through the 26th. So it's going to be the 25th is when Marvel should do it, because they typically do it on the Saturday that San Diego Comic-Con takes place. So that would be a day before the Lego set gets revealed, which I think is another indicator that we're getting that trailer at SDCC, which I recorded tomorrow's video and I talked about that a little bit in the video. I think we're getting that trailer at SDCC. Let me get this other one. Oh, I always struggle with the name. Gugo Gazarian. Sorry, I did my best. Hello, guys. Did you listen to something about Jeremy Renner returning to Avengers Doomsday? I saw pictures about that information. Let me take a look, see real quick. I did not hear anything about that. Actually, I think at some point in time in this live podcast today, I said we've heard nothing about him returning. I'm not seeing Jeremy Renner's reportedly set to return. So I don't like these type of reports where they just say reportedly set to return and there's no source. Because there are a lot of rumors accounts out there that just post a lot of rumors, right? Usually when I talk about something, we're talking about something that comes from a lot of the insiders who have been, proven correct, have a decent track record. Some of these accounts just, I see so many things like Tom Hardy is officially returning as Venom in Avengers Doomsday. It's like, says who? Like,
Tom Hardy will be officially returning.
Yeah. So I haven't really seen anything from any insiders. Like this is another report. According to reports, from who? And like usually I'll say it's a rumor if there's, we don't really know. Like, because I will talk about rumors sometimes, but I'll clarify like, hey, this is a rumor, not even like a report coming from like an insider, just a rumor that's going around. And sometimes they're valid. There was so much that came out for Endgame. Right. And a decent amount wasn't true, but a really big amount was true. You know what I mean? So it's like, you really can never tell, but that's the fun of it all to me, talking about who Sadie Sink could be. And this is the whole Spider-Man No Way Home thing again. I was thinking about that today. I was like, Sadie Sink has become the Toby and Andrew, right? It's like most people pretty much know. Like, we pretty much know. It's not confirmed, but we pretty much know. There's some deniers out there still, right? But it's like, and it's like, seems pretty obvious, because like even the trailer for No Way Home had multiversal villains from other universes and stuff, and you know, from the universes of the other two Spider-Men. So it's like, it makes sense. Same thing with Sadie Sink being Jean Grey. Like, it makes sense. I think it makes sense. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Daniel RPK has accurate predictions sometimes. So maybe Yelena is in Brand New Day. Yeah, I mean, Daniel has a good track record. And I will say, not that I like I talked to some of these insiders, but I have like no stake in what they say, really. It doesn't really matter to me. But I will say studios do change stuff, you know.
Stuff does change.
Stuff does change, and maybe they hear about stuff very early on and then it changes and turns out not to be true. Now, none of them obviously have 100% accuracy, but I think a decent amount of them do know things, and maybe the parts that they get wrong, I don't know, maybe they made it up for clicks, maybe things just change, because I do know for a fact things change sometimes, especially with Spider-Man. This was not the original story that we were going to get. Like, 100%, this was not the story that we were going to get. It was supposed to be something with Noel and all this stuff.
Changed.
Yeah, it really changed. So yeah, stuff happens, but everyone right now is saying it's Jean. But I think the question for me is still, what the heck happens in Spider-Man Brand New Day to make it to where Jean, I'll just say Jean, Sadie Sink, the Hulk, and Spider-Man are not in Doomsday? Like, what does everybody think? Because to me, I just go, okay, it's happening at the same time. And the universe kind of like, because Earth is going to be there till the end of Doomsday, right? Like, Earth doesn't get destroyed until pretty much the end of Doomsday. So it's kind of like, what, you know, I think it just happens at the same time. I think that makes the most sense. Besides that, what else? Peter dies, you know? But
well, there's also all the possibility that he is in Doomsday.
That too.
And I think if you're Marvel and you are controlling the narrative of what's being leaked and what's not being leaked and what's a secret and what's not a secret, there are two characters that we really do just have big question marks around. And that is the Scarlet Witch and Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Arguably two of your biggest characters that we don't know. Like, and the assumption is, oh, well, they're not in it, or oh, maybe she's in it. Like, even when we're talking about the Scarlet Witch now, and we have gotten some reports, but there's still a lot of question marks around it, I feel like, compared to a lot of other stuff we know. So, like, these are your two, arguably some of your two biggest characters that haven't been announced yet. Save them for another day, because if you did a Doomsday trailer and then you did another Doomsday trailer later on and it had Spider-Man in it, everybody's watching that trailer. Everybody's talking about it. Like, it's a huge, huge, huge marketing push versus putting Tom Holland's name on a chair. Same with Wanda.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No,
those two names you don't put on a chair. It's just a waste of it. Like, it's just an absolute waste. And we know they've gone and
they didn't put Chris Evans on the chair.
They didn't put me on a chair either. No. They did. They
what?
Did not put, and
You're not in the
movie? That's my exact point. I don't know. You said Chris Evans, and for some reason I thought you said Chris Rosser, but you didn't. Dang it. I'll keep waiting. But no, and that's my exact point, though.
No,
and
but
we
to
know
your point,
there are other trailers. Right. Like, Chris Evans isn't a name you just slap on a chair. I'm sorry. It's just not. Like,
you
that was a big
trailer.
reveal. Yeah. So maybe they are in the movie. Maybe they're not. But if you are on the marketing team, you're begging them not to announce that until they're ready to get their proper view.
And you know, I was going to say this in the beginning. I'm just now remembering it. Because we're talking about how some people think Spider-Man's going to be bigger. I think the marketing just has such a specific plan of how they're going to do things for Doomsday. Part of that plan is letting Spider-Man do its thing, giving it enough time, right, that it deserves, because it does. You know, it's going to be a massive movie. It might hit 2 billion, I think. But after that, like when SDCC starts, I think the marketing for Doomsday is going to go crazy. And I really do think a lot of what we talk about, a lot of these leaks, everything are intentional. Like, I think a lot of this is done on purpose. I think Marvel really has a grasp on what they want to do for the marketing of Doomsday, and I think that they've been doing that pretty good, pretty well. No, that's what I think. Got a super chat here. Jed, what's going on? Thanks for super chat. Off topic, but I find it kind of funny. Imagine if Toby and Andrew never showed up in No Way Home and it was just Tom fighting their villains. What are your two opinions on if that happened? It would have been hard for me because I did a million videos talking about how they were gonna be in the movie. But movie-wise, let's say, well, it's really hard because if you have that expectation that they're gonna show up and then they don't show up, it's kind of a bummer. And it probably would be it would have been a little bit lackluster, because why bring the villains in from their universes to not bring them in, right? Because I don't it's cool to see them, but do I care about them nearly as much as I care about the Spider-Man? No, not at all, right?
And I was going to even add to that, cool, separate the buildup that everybody made, because all these rumors, these rumors wouldn't existed if they weren't in it. Maybe you add those characters, regardless of rumors, you're sitting there in the theater waiting for the Spider-Man to show up, right? So regardless, their inclusion,
right? You see the characters from the other univerers, you expect it, right?
You're
I think it would have been a
expecting
bad
them to show
move
up.
by them.
It would have been overall would have been disappointing.
Yeah. CH 2003 also big time in the Discord. Love it. Thanks for being a part of it. I'll grab the Discord link in just a second. I gotta use the bathroom, but I want to address this super chat. Theories of how Galactus could be in Doomsday. I thought about this at one point in time, and I thought that at some point in time I can't say if it's the same Galactus from the Fantastic Four universe, but I thought about the fact that maybe Doom in his journey across the multiverse to save the multiverse, then to conquer it, has run into a Galactus and maybe has harnessed him and kind of made Galactus his herald. Something along those lines. Because it seems like Doom is going to be harnessing other people's powers, right? Scarlet Witch's powers. There's a big report that from Alex Perez that Doom is going to use the Scarlet Witch's chaos magic to kind of make Battleworld how he wants it, kind of like she did in Westview, right? Everybody is under her spell. Everybody's under Doom's spell. So something like that he does with Galactus, maybe takes the power cosmic from him, right? That would make him pretty strong. It would have to be maybe a different variant of him to get the power cosmic. I don't know what they're going to say, how it works with Fantastic Four first steps, but I think Doom could have encountered Galactus and could have harnessed him. Yeah. Galactus as Robin Malau's herald would be crazy. Yeah, exactly. And maybe, I don't know if they're going to give him, Robin Malau, and the Black Swans and stuff like that, like they do in Time Runs Out. I think it would be really cool. I think they would have had to have done that in previous films, talk about this person going around that they think is destroying universes, right? But yeah, that's what I think. I'm gonna let Chris answer some questions while I go use the restroom.
Ask questions.
Oh wait, no,
I'm back. I'm dead. I'm back. I'm alive.
Hold on.
I'm alive. I'm back. Chris, only questions. Go. There's not much I actually and I can see it. Born Again Season 3 is probably having the Ant-Man and the Wasp treatment where it takes place before the huge event like Doomsday. I agree with that. I do think Born Again Season 3 is probably going to happen before, which will probably affect people's interest in it. But hey, that's more likely what I would expect. Hello, Red Infinity. How are you doing today? James Michaels want to report Jeremy and Tatiana, who makes small cameos in Doomsday, from his Patreon. Yeah, I mean, realistically, at this point, everybody's probably going to make some type of cameo. I find it hard to believe that Marvel's reaching out to anybody that's been involved and they're like, I ain't showing up. There might be a couple, but how have I enjoyed the World Cup, Chris? Go Mexico and Korea. I've watched every game of the World Cup. I have very much enjoyed it. In fact, I have Brazil, Scotland on right here. Although England looked like crap yesterday. Only really shows up if they know it's a prophecy about. I don't think they'll do Robin Malal personally. I think they're going to keep Doom's story pretty simple. There's obviously a lot of different comic variants they could go with, but I think at the end of this could be, hey, here's Doom. He's super strong. Here's a couple nods, but that's mostly what they're going to do, at least for this version of Doom. Was the first or second trailer better for Brand New Day? I think the second trailer was better. I liked the way it was edited. I like the continued emphasis on Peter Parker. I liked the tone, the colors, and the way it flowed. The first one was really good. What about your super chat? Did he miss your super chat? I can read it. I'll have him pull it up on the screen when he gets back.
Where it be? Sorry.
It's back a little bit.
Is it from Deadass?
Yes, sir.
Sorry about
And
that.
it says, Brand New Day trailer. The narrator says rebirth at the same time Spider-Man jumping out of the window at the hand. Rebirth, or a better way to say it, born again. Sorry, Deadass, that way missed it.
I love it. Sorry, missed it. Yes. I love it. That's hilarious. I think it would be a pretty big waste if they didn't put Daredevil in, and I think everything's there, especially the hand, right? I mean, I think it's all there. I think it's all set up for an easy Daredevil cameo. What do you? You look like you're about to say something.
Oh no, I was just reading the comments. It's set up for easy Daredevil cameo. I wouldn't put any weight on Daredevil's involvement beyond cameo, just because it'd
Probably
be
not.
a cool connection and it's an opportunity. I'm still probably almost even leaning towards no.
Really?
I don't know. Obviously, he knows who he is. Daredevil knows who
Right.
Peter is. If he remembers who Peter is, there's all that confusion around all of that. That's he knows who Spider-Man is, I guess. So
Yeah.
and he knows who was Spider-Man's lawyer.
I mean, he knows Spider. Yeah.
Well, he was Spider-Man's lawyer.
That's gonna be really interesting.
The way they answer that, I feel like it's gonna frustrate me.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna flip-flop on what is okay and what isn't. Because in reality, Zendaya knows she dated, or MJ knows she dated Spider-Man.
Does
right?
she though?
She knew who Spider-Man was. She knows she dated Spider-Man. She dated Spider-Man.
But it's
Ed knows he was best friends with Spider-Man, and that they're kind of on point with, oh, he saved me. You were best friends with him, and you knew you were best friends with Spider-Man.
Right.
Spider-Man, the personality, not just Peter Parker. They went and fought with Spider-Man. They know Spider-Man. So it would make a lot of sense if MJ's sitting there scorned because Spider-Man abandoned her and she doesn't know why. Right? That would make sense to me. But I have this faint memory of I have something to do with Spider-Man. Just seems very unintentional to me. So
I think that's what they're gonna just go through in the movie.
I
That's
think
why
they're
they
gonna
have
flip-flop
them.
it though. I think sometimes that rule will work one way and then sometimes it won't. And it's gonna piss me off.
I hope. Well, I feel like it'll piss me off too, but I feel like Tom Holland is way too involved with this to let something like that kind of slip.
Well,
you know
so
what I
then
mean?
in my opinion, MJ should be pissed off at Spider-Man. Her experience with Spider-Man should be we were dating, we were romantically involved, something to that extent, and he took off. He disappeared.
What I think is going to happen is it's going to be a little fuzzy for them. You know what I mean? They have some type of memory of Spider-Man, but I don't think it's going to be that in depth.
Yeah.
Because maybe dating Spider-Man has too much of the essence of Peter to be remembered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
They could say something like that. It's gonna piss you off, isn't it?
It is gonna piss me off. It is gonna piss me 100%. I think, you know what, genuinely, while we're on the topic, I guess, one of my opinions of one of the biggest errors and issues that Marvel have had in the multiverse saga is exactly this. They tiptoe around rules and what things are, primarily multiverse, time travel, and it takes away the definition. And you have all these people who dive into comics and in this comic this happened and this happened there, and these writers just don't care. Well, I needed to do this for the purpose of my story, so I'm going to change the rule. And I think that that's cheating, and I think it cheapens out the value of what the MCU is. I mean, the MCU is supposed to be this big, huge web of connection where it's well, you can't do this because of this. And in the multiverse saga, they literally were just but I want to, so I'm gonna. And this is a continuation of that.
Well, that's the deal when it does come to you got different directors, different writers for every project, but that's where Marvel Parliament is supposed to step in.
Exactly.
And they're supposed to be in charge of continuity. But since the multiverse saga was kind of a mess and they changed a lot of stuff anyways, as it were, I think that's where we get into a lot of that. I think that's a big issue of the many changes that took place during the multiverse saga. But I'm with you. they need, when we go into Doomsday, they have to establish rules.
and then stop
We have
changing
to
them for
know,
their benefit.
right? We have to know how everything works, right?
Because it's like you
We
said,
have
it's like
to.
I can make anything make sense.
I
But
can,
you have
yeah,
to,
for
as the
most
writer,
part.
you have to ask yourself, okay, but what am I weakening by making
Right.
this make
What is
sense?
the
Because everything
what
you
is
do
the
has an effect.
strongest way? What is
Yeah.
the strongest way to make it make sense, right?
Yeah, and if we
And
can
are
sit
you
here and poke
reaching?
holes, yeah,
Yeah.
if we can sit
Are
here
you
and poke
reaching,
holes
or
in a
does it
bunch of
make
stuff
sense?
because of that, then it makes it problematic. Sorry.
No. We're saying the same thing. B, like Z, I really do think it's Jackal hopping body to body and brain a day. And wanting to go inside of Peter originally, but the symbiote is blagging eyes, future body. Did you get rid of that monster inside you? I mean, I think everybody thought of Venom when we heard the monster inside. I'm not gonna lie, I did, right?
I
Like,
did not.
I did, and I don't think Venom's in the movie, but I think they might reveal. Yeah, Peter Parker might have had the symbiote the whole time, but I don't think they revealed that until like a post-credit scene or in Secret Wars or something. I just feel like it's way too much to add to a pretty crammed movie, and I don't say that in a bad way. There's genuinely just a lot of people in this, and I think Venom deserves more. That's all. He shouldn't just be one of like 20 characters in there. Like, he deserves his own. But I do think I pretty much agree with you, because as I was rewatching the trailer, second trailer, and I'm like, how is his AI detecting mind control? What is his AI detecting? And I'm like, you can't detect something that's psychic, right? I mean, maybe you can.
Certainly
I don't
not
know.
Peter in an apartment with a freaking 3D
Exactly.
printer.
Exactly.
Certainly not that.
But some type of pathogen, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think you can probably, because it's literally going through the air into people. So I think you can detect it that way. And that's probably the Jackal trying to infect everybody. And I don't know, maybe Peter's spidey senses and the fact that he's basically like a super soldier, like, you know, Captain America can't get drunk, you know, Peter Parker can't get sick because his body is, you know what I mean? Probably something like that. I think there's a lot of misdirect in the trailers, is what I will say, though. Thank you for that super chat. And I think I agree. I think they're going to pin a lot of stuff on Sadie Sink because she's a psychic, but it turns out to be somebody else. I do think that giant blast, that freeze wave, I do think that is Sadie Sink's character. I don't think that's Jackal, but maybe the mind jumping. Yeah. What if he's just tracking, detecting energy signatures? But would like, maybe, I don't know, you know what I mean? Maybe, but this is supposed to be, I mean, I guess that's just as realistic as him detecting some type of infection in the air, right? So something like that. I just go back to, it's literally whatever the writers want. but I do think it's interesting that it shows some type of tracking when this person's going inside people's brains. It's just really odd to me. And I just don't think I don't know how much of an energy signature a psychic powers would give off. You know what I mean? I don't know, because it's kind of like Chris just said, we don't know the rules, right?
Also true.
I have no idea. Jay Silva, thanks for super chat. Spider-Man brand new day music soundtrack. Green Day. Oh, Foo Fighters. Nice. Brain Stew, Foo Fighters Walk. Mew, I am right. No, Snow Patrol. You're all I have. Queens of Stone Age, go the flow. Yeah, I'm here for it. I don't know the Mew, am I right? I don't know that one. Never heard of that before, but everything else sounds pretty dang good. Is that your prediction, or is that out? Is that out?
If I lay here.
Oh, Be Like Z's a member. Thanks for being a member. Peter's X-ray in the first Brand New Day trailer at 128. His insides are black like the symbiote. Well, let's pull it up. More symbiote talk. Let's do it. Read this for me, Chris, while I look this up.
It says we were supposed to get that, but I remember Warren mentioning it would be. Wait, that's not it. Super chat. Where is it?
No, this. No.
Oh, that wasn't.
Member chat. Member chat.
Anthony says we were supposed to get that, but I remember Warren mentioning it would be too scary for kids. That is in reference to somebody saying that they still think
Spider.
we're gonna get Man Spider.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's the too scary for kids personally. I think it's just nobody probably really wanted to see that badly. Like the general audience just didn't need to see a man spider. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even the scariness of it. It's just uninteresting, I think, comparatively. I had a really cool theory. I think that him ignoring Peter is what's triggered him turning into like Spider-Man. Like his genes or his body and cells are like, oh, you want to ignore your human part? You want to focus on your spider's part? And he starts morphing into a spider. And then eventually, like through working with Banner and stuff, they kind of figure out that's what's happening. And then there's a huge emphasis on Peter kind of reemerging from this film. And that will kind of balance his body a little bit more. But no, I think most people probably just aren't that interested in seeing. We saw it in Spider-Man Noir. It wasn't great to look at.
No, I didn't. I like kind of
Was
turned
not-
my head because I'm like, it's gross. This is gross. Going to this and where did it go? Be like Z. Were you the one that was messaging me on Instagram talking about this? Peter's X-ray Brandon Day trailer. His insides are black like the symbiote. I don't know if this is his insides being black. Let me zoom in. It's not letting me zoom in. Are you really not letting me zoom in? Will you let me zoom in here? There we go. I think this is just has to do with whatever the machine is scanning for at this point in time. Because it like, why would the symbiote just be on his like lower half and not on the top? Right. I think it's like this is the scan that's going up from the bottom to the top. And I've really tried to look at this and kind of enhance some of it. It doesn't seem like anything here is symbiote related. I mean, I guess you could say that like all of these things are like super strength, agility, senses, perception. I mean, those are sure symbiote things, but they're also Spider-Man things. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just, again, I'm like so reluctant to say anything about Venom because I truly have no idea if I think the symbiote might be revealed that it was bonded with him the entire time. Sure. Do I think he gets the symbiote in Secret Wars? Yes. Do I think they maybe say that the symbiote was on him in Brand New Day? Sure. But I still think it might be after the fact. You know, like they don't reveal it until after, like until like in like a post-credit scene or something like that. I could be wrong. And don't get me wrong. I love Venom. I want Venom to be in the MCU. I kind of want him to have more like of a focus though when he finally does get into the MCU. You know what I mean? Ahsoka, thanks for super chat. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what that means. Is this a compliment?
Do you want the
Ahsoka,
definition?
You've made many super chats, so I'm gonna say you're not. So I'm gonna say it is some type of compliment.
Most commonly from anime, manga, or video games, towards whom a fan feels a deep romantic attachment, idolization, or considers them their ideal life partner.
Oh,
So, yeah, a compliment.
it's a big compliment. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I did look it up because I didn't know either.
Okay, yeah, and you've made many super chats on the channel, so thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that. Love everybody showing up for these things, and thank you for the donations. They super help, and we love talking about this. Like whether we think Venom is going to be in it or not, it's so fun to talk about it. And let's be honest, there's a lot of things that you could say really are pointing towards the Venom symbiote, like his freaking eyes. You know what I mean? Like the eyes. That is just like in most circumstances, I would say that's a dead giveaway for the Venom symbiote. But the deal is like the normal insiders that we follow, no one said anything about the symbiote. And I do really think that they kind of moved away from it a bit because of the whole King in Black. What's his name? I can't remember. Null. The whole Null thing. And maybe they decided, hey, let's save that for kind of in the future. I do think Tom Hardy appears in Doomsday or Secret Wars. Probably Secret Wars. But I do think that's what happened. So, I mean, some always trying to skate uphill. Blade. Wesley Snipes. Yeah, I hope we get that on that. Do I think the Punisher and Daredevil, Charlie Cox are in Secret Wars? I think everyone's going to be in Secret Wars, to be perfectly honest. I think like everyone. Because why wouldn't you? It doesn't even have to, you don't even have to say anything. You could just be showing Battleworld and just show cameos. Y'all remember in X-Men 97 where they like showed Silver Samurai and Omega Red, you know, they just like the outage when Magneto did the polls and everything like that, and they just showed people. That's what should happen on Battleworld. They should just show Battleworld and just show people from all these other universes in like cities. That's 100% what I imagine. They don't have to talk. Maybe some can, just a quick scene. Some you can have actual scenes with and have them join the main story, but others you don't really have to. Or think of the Avengers Endgame battle. There's so many like Wakandans in the background. Those can be variants of other characters, and you just show them for like 2 seconds on screen. My voice is going away. I think you should do that. Jake Hart, exactly. Secret Wars. Goodbye to old, hello to new characters. And I really do want I do want happy endings for the old characters. Me and Chris have talked a lot on our podcast. Chris, you can drop that because it is not the same as this. We have another channel that we do it. And I'll grab the Discord link real quick. But I do, whether it's like them going off into their, like they build one planet for all the old X-Men or something like that, and they just they just get, you know, their happy ending where it's like, hey, you know, you can live out the rest of your days here. This universe will never have an incursion. The Illuminati, make sure it stays safe. All the, you know, whatever it may be. I think it just would be so good to just get that nice closure and just like a good happy ending send off for the X-Men and some of the Avengers that are going to be retired. I just saw in Discord that Narux, if you're in the chat, says, I know that you're the main villain, Cosmic Wonder. You're trying to trick us, but it doesn't work. Yep, you got me. I'm the villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day. I always wonder. No, he's being nice. He comments all the time. No, I know. But invite link. Hold on. Let me. How do I do this? Oh, edit invite link so it never expires. I don't know. I often wonder, like, if I was in a Marvel movie, I could keep it a secret, but I'd really want to tell.
You'd tell somebody though. There's no way you would keep it 100%. I don't think you could not tell somebody.
Like you, but
yeah,
I mean like the
like,
public. Right. Yeah. No, I'd really want to tell everybody, like, guys,
Yeah.
I'm in a Marvel movie. It'd be so cool, right? But it's like yeah, I don't know. Is it too much to ask for Bully Maguire? Nope. I want him. Philip, member? Yep. It's gonna be hard to say goodbye because, you know, it's like you don't want to say goodbye to them. I love the old Fox X-Men. I'm glad they're back. We do need to make room for a new X-Men, but it's like I don't want them to die. That'll be the hard goodbye if they die. I want them to have a happy ending. Deadass thanks for another one. Y'all should do a con and sign autographs. Florida. I appreciate that you think a lot of people want my autograph. I appreciate if you want my autograph. I don't know how many people really would. I'm not against it though. I'm really not against doing like a con or something like that. I think we'd have to team up with some other people like Real Rejects.
It'd be cool.
Like
almost
that.
More than even doing a con would be like a showing for a movie and like add.
Did you freeze? Location. You froze for me.
You froze.
Am
on me.
Am I frozen?
You're frozen.
Oh, okay. It would be cool for what?
In your face. It'd like do a movie showing. Even if we partnered up with a couple people and like did it.
That would be cool.
And rented out a theater and watched Avengers Endgame or Doomsday or something, or a couple movies. Like
that's easy,
Avengers
but the hard
original.
Part is
everybody's from all over, but
right,
yeah,
exactly. That's the hard
Kansas
part.
City.
Florida's not hard because you live in Florida, and I have people in Florida as well. Actually, I don't really have any family that lives in Florida anymore, but I have lots of friends.
Scoots.
Chris and number there. LA kind of like sucks. Yeah, I don't. It's not my favorite.
He whispered
place,
really quietly.
It's not my favorite place, but I was gonna say it seems to be the place where most of these things happen. But it kind of sucks if you live in like New York or Florida or something like that. Right. You know what I mean?
Maybe so once your Discord gets a little bigger, we can you can organize it there and get an idea before we organize it. So you know it's like not 3 people coming.
I'm also afraid someone's gonna just kill me. But...
Murder you. That's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay too.
Yeah. Nature Boy 40. His AI might detect the psychic like Cerebro. That's true. It's nowhere good. It's gonna be nowhere near advanced as Cerebro, though. He's making this in his apartment
in a cave.
With
Tony Stark did it in a cave with a box of scraps.
I mean, the original Iron Man Mark 1 did not have AI. But I mean, Peter Parker's a genius, right? He's crazy smart. I'm curious to see what limitations he has. They say he has a fabricator. And it clearly looks like he's got a lot of equipment. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Fancy 3D printer.
But it's confirmed he does have an AI. So I'm really curious to see what it can do and what it can't do. Right. So maybe it can detect it. But that's some crazy good AI if it can detect something that's not really there. Right. Because like an infection disease, like that's there. It is physical. It's microscopic, but it's physical. And I guess you could argue psychic energy is the same way. It's there. You just can't see it. But I don't know. But hey, let's I super appreciate the super chats, but let's stop them because I don't want to miss any because we're gonna wrap up the stream here. But yeah, back to Scraps for real. Poor guy's dumpster diving. I bet you that's something that he does in the movie. I mean,
around Stark Tower.
Yeah. Anthony, cross country trip. Yes, LA isn't the best. San Diego. I mean, I think if I went to California, it would probably be in LA because that's where like the big theaters are, right? I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely try to make it happen in the future for sure. We'll definitely try to make it happen. Ideal Venom story. All I know is Peter Parker needs to get the symbiote first. He has to reject the symbiote, and then Venom doesn't even have to go to Eddie Brock after that. He can go to whoever, but he has to hate Spider-Man from that point on because he bonded with him first. That's what I want. That's why I don't like the idea. Everyone's like, Scorpion can get the symbiote. No, Peter Parker has to get it first. That's what I want. That's what I want. But anyways, thanks everybody for showing up today. We'll be back at it next Wednesday. Thanks for all the questions, all the chats, super chats, and even if you're just watching in the background, thank you for being here. A lot happening. I'm sure a lot's going to happen this week. I mean, they just showed footage of Doomsday at Cine Europe. What's it called? Something like that. Nothing was revealed, but you know, stuff's happening. So can't wait to see what happens this week, and we'll talk about it next week on the chat. You can check out our podcast that Chris has linked in the chat, and check out the Discord that I will link one more time if you want to join the Discord and go to the Cosmic Council where we talk each day. And hope everybody has a good week. We'll see you back here Wednesday.
Finger guns.
Pew 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 pew.
Do